And welcome back to another episode of ThinkCapital Trader Success Stories. My name is Spice, and today we are joined by Shatan. Shatan's journey is one of resilience. After 5 years of setback, strategy hopping, and nearly giving up on trading, he found consistency by committing to one single approach and already earned his first payout with ThinkCapital. In this session, we'll explore the mindset, the discipline, and the lessons that helped him turn years of frustration into real results. So, let's get started. Thank you for joining me today, Shatan. Could you please introduce yourself and your trading journey?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Spice. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak out and voice out my journey in this platform. So my name is Shatan, and I'm currently trading and living inside Canada. I've started my trading journey at around 2020. Which I started seeing so many fake signals inside Instagram and too many noises around trading industry. That was very interesting for me because at that time I was only a student and I didn't know how it's actually working. But at that point I started learning and experimenting with different tools and learning the trading fundamentals during my university years. It wasn't really serious for me at those days because I was really working on my studies. Later on, when I finished my studies back in Cyprus in 2021, I came to Canada. And when I came to Canada, I started my master's in engineering and I was working as a professional engineer. I immediately noticed that the trading journey that I've started was really having so many impact in my life. And it was a wrong decision that I didn't took it really seriously. So based on that, I started again, but this time it was full of surprises because I've been changing so many strategies and that was actually bringing me down again and again. And eventually I've stopped this vicious cycle basically and focused on one strategy. At the time that I was focused as a trader, I was already working full-time as an engineer, which put so much hardship and stress on me to actually manage two things, which is trading and the engineering job. I had one choice basically to actually allocate my evening times in Canada, which I'm in the East Coast part of the Canada, to trade any pair or kind of indices basically. I've decided to go on with gold because I saw the volatility of the gold in that time zone was good, and I checked my trading strategy. So basically, choosing one pair or choosing one indices to trade on and having one trading strategy allowed me to just working on the strategy and the whole money management and structure management for the trading to be another level and focused. I did it for more than a year and a year or two. Then I become really good at it and kind of profitable at the end. I genuinely think that all of my success was due to not changing my strategy and just focusing on one pair or one indices and one strategy for a very long time to master it clearly before making any other jumps.
Fantastic. I've actually spoke to a couple of traders who has talked to me about their issue with strategy hopping. So we're still going to get there because I still want to know how you were able to transition from hopping from different strategy into concentrating just on one before you finally get the result. But I want us to talk a little bit about your origin, where the story started for you for trading. What was that thing that made you say, okay, I want to do this? Was it the lifestyle or you just love the idea of pressing buys and sell, all of those things? So what was it for you?
Definitely, as someone who was in the university age, I saw so many fake news and rich gurus inside the Instagram, which were actually giving me false impressions that it is easy to get rich or at the beginning, I thought that it's a very easy journey. So that's how I started. And fortunately, afterwards, I saw what's the reality because I just tasted the market in the early days and noticed that it was just a false hope for me at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. So would you say you got to learn about it on social media, or your friend introduced you to it?
Actually, yeah, I had a friend who introduced me to Forex.
Oh,
And
okay.
back in 2020, he started teaching me very basic stuff. But the moment that it was clicking for me to actually start it was based on social media.
Ah,
And even my friend who actually introduced me to trading world, I think he also quit the journey because of the ups and downs in this journey.
mm,
So I continued all alone to this level currently.
fantastic. I feel like a lot of people just come into trading with a very wrong mindset or expectations, right? And then at the end of the day, when the expectations are not met, right, they just quit. So, I want us to talk about, because I know you've basically talked about the strategy hopping. So, would you say the hardest part, for you in trading was the strategy hopping?
So I started by learning very, very simple mechanical strategies, which wasn't enough for the market, like just a moving average strategy without understanding the fundamentals of the market structures, the areas of support and resistance. And it was very, very hard to actually trading with those. And later on, I hopped on to fundamental type of trading and trying to catch on the news, and it was very, very hard. And considering all of these changes that I made, I literally came back to the simplest form that I could and just focused for a long time. And what I think is the most important part is that we should notice every asset that we are working with has different type of behavior overall. Meaning, when someone works with gold, it's much more different than working on the pairs. And after working for a year with one pair, you will definitely understand so many reactions of that pair and the pricings that are happening. Meaning, lots of fake outs, lots of traps that you see. It becomes visible to your eyes because that asset price that you have been trading for years is having higher probability of doing that kind of behavior. So I would say that if I would have started back again, I would definitely go with one asset and one strategy for a very long time till I break the code. I think genuinely that's the answer.
Mm, fantastic. How long was it for you during those phases where you were not profitable?
Actually, it was around 5 years for me that
Mm,
I did make some small profits, lose it, changing strategies, and
mhm.
so many ups and downs in my journey happened.
Okay, so which brings me to my question, right? So I wanted to ask, like, during those time, right, what actually kept you from quitting?
Basically, the main reason that I stayed with trading is because of its natural freedom that it gives you. Even that I'm currently an engineer and I'm working as a full-time engineer, I do see that trading gives a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of freedom in thinking, execution, helps you like control yourself in a very good manner. And I believe that so many of the jobs in like 9 to 5 basis are lacking the freedom that trading gives you. It's not only the money that's important in the life, but I believe that freedom is the most important part. Freedom of the location and freedom of the time.
I agree. I agree. Let's talk about your trading strategy. If you're going to explain your trading strategy to a beginner, what is the simplest way you can explain it?
So basically, I'm using one EMA 20, and what I'm doing is that I'm triggering in the buy or sell direction based on any candle trigger candle being formed on that EMA. But there is a catch here. If you try to just trade the candles, the trigger candles on that EMA 20 all the time, you're gonna be definitely not profitable. The key to the strategy, or any strategy, is to first understand the market structure. So what I do every day is, first I open up the chart, find the key areas of resistance and the support. Then I draw the market structure, like identify the trend, whether it is going up or down, whether we are in a consolidated area or like basically in a range zone, or trending, or we are in a spike. Identify the significant low and highs, and basically based on finding and seeing the lows, whether they're going up or down, I identify whether we are in range or not. So basically what happens is that after you identify the key areas, you want to understand whether you're in your price movement is ranging between some areas or moving up or down. So the next step after identifying that is what type of movement is happening, whether it is spike movement or a channel movement, right? In channel movement, the price will retract up to 60% of the origin of that movement. So when the price is up to 60% of that original movement, I will assume that the trend is actually continuing. And if it is above that 60%, my assumption is that the trend is actually going to end, and I will actually enter trades in a reverse direction of the trend. But basically, I always go with risk to reward ratio of 1. And I'm always working on gold in a 5-minute time frame, and that's the main key. So the Fibonacci that I'm using for identifying the type of movement and how to trigger is using 33%, 50%, and 66% levels. So when I'm looking at the chart and I identify the movement, I identify the point that is related to the breakup structure. I draw the Fibonacci from that point. I see if the price retracts up to 66% and then gives me a trigger candle in the direction of the trend, I will enter in the direction of the trend. If it is past the 60%, I will enter in the reverse direction of the trend. And in order to identify whether I'm in a channel or in a spike region, for channel, the price usually retracts up to 66%, but for spike, which is a very fast movement of the price retracts up to 33% maximum. It is usually less. So as you saw, some candles started forming and you see a huge jumps inside the prices. So that's usually the spike that I mean here. So this is how I categorize the price movements and try to get the trigger by simple EMA.
So do you have like a specific time frame and trading session?
Yeah, definitely. I work on a 5-minute chart and identify the trend, like here. This is the breakup structure point, for instance. Then the price has retracted to up to 66%, but the price hasn't been reacting to 20 EMA. It has been crossing it, but not touching it. What I'm looking for is a touch. So again, the price has actually broke the structure and went down. I put it here. Again, as you can see, there's a signal that you can get here. There's a signal you can get here to actually enter the trade and get a one-to-one trade open. But the reason that I didn't get these trades is because of the timings, but usually you can actually enter trade by this one. It's gonna definitely fail, and the other one may be this one, and it's going to give you a profit. Yes, and then again you have this one, which is going to work again. and then after that you see that this candle has broken the lower low, and your Fibonacci should be moving down here.
Okay.
And as you can see, the price have actually moved at this point more than 66% on the screen here. So when it gives you this candle sitting on the EMA 20, you can enter in a long trade and get the profit, as you can see.
Fantastic. So is this like a self-taught strategy, or you learned it somewhere?
I actually learned it somewhere, and I joined the community to learn it. So it is basically, I think, also available. You can start learning from different things taught by Al Brooks. Okay, this is related to that, but not definitely the same strategy. And I believe that that's how you can actually make some money sometimes in the market. But you have to understand at what type of structure you are. Sometimes you are at this region, which is a range market, and it is very hard to make trade, money. So that's why I would suggest anyone who wants to trade gold to actually avoid any range trading and just escape and don't enter any trade in these areas, because it's going to be a bloodbath basically.
So do you have like amount of losses that you will have that you will not trade again for the day? Is there something like that in your strategy?
Yeah, I usually stop at 2 or 3 losses in a day, and I'm always aiming for 0.5% of my like risk per trade of 0.5%. That's how I think it should work, because this strategy gives you a lot of signals, right? If you want to like go with the candle by candle, you can actually trade everything. What I would do is always to go with a 0.5% and do not try to go higher, because once the bad losing streak starts, it's also going to be very painful, so you need to endure it.
The session that you love to trade, was it like a New York session or London session?
No, none of these. I tried. I cannot trade at those time sessions because I'm working at those times, so I can only work on the Asia sessions. And basically the golden time for me is around 8:30 p.m. EST. That the gold starts to move and the volatility gets higher. So at that point, I will start to actually go with gold. As I've shown the screen, I will try to catch the trend and adapt myself.
Fantastic. All right, let's shift to funded trader mindset. I feel like there's a different mindset when you're hoping that something is going to work, and when you actually get paid, there's a different mindset for that. So what basically changed from when you were not profitable to when you're now a funded trader who is making money?
Basically, a lot of things changed for me, whether it was self-belief and understanding that this way is possible, because I've lost all of my faith in trading for a long time, and I reclaimed it back after becoming profitable. And that is the most important part of my journey. After you see the first payout, that's the point. You can believe in yourself. You have done it, so you can do it again and again and again. Once you do it once, you can do it twice and 3 times. Whatsoever.
I feel like a lot of people never get to that stage, right? They just keep losing and all of that. Yeah, fantastic. Now I want us to talk about one of the most important thing, because I know when we're talking, right, you mentioned strategy hopping, and I said we're going to come back to that and talk about it. So how were you able to transition from someone who actually hop from different strategy to now believing in a single strategy because I also know that strategies always have their moments where they are not working, they're in drawdown and all of that. So are you able to stick to one strategy now?
I believe that the most important part is backtesting the same strategy over and over and testing it in the hard times to understand the weaknesses and the pros and cons of the system. Once you do it for a very, very long time, you will automatically believe in yourself and you have seen so many situations that you can apply it directly. It's going to be something in your nature. When you do one strategy for more than a year every day, it's going to be your second nature that's telling you, okay, this is a good opportunity or not. This is not a good opportunity. So I think the best point is that someone needs to backtest the strategy for a very long time and put it in the test in the actual market, and also try to push himself or herself in the very hard times in order to understand the system weakness before actually becoming profitable. And when you actually leave a strategy or change a strategy midway, you don't know what are the pros and cons. That's the problem. So one strategy can be amazing, but since you haven't tested it very good and you don't have a belief to tolerate the pain when the market is very bad, you will leave it and then start a new cycle over and over again.
Fantastic. What would you say is still, something that you kind of like struggle with right now, even as a funded and profitable trader?
The most important part, I believe, is actually the focus. The focus of the human being is very limited for a short time. You can actually focus on few things in a day and do some stuff very good, and the rest of the things you will do it in a mediocre way. Trading is something you need to focus and be all aligned when you're looking at a chart. No phones, no distractions. And as soon as I tried to work in a quieter area, as soon as I started to move away my phone and notifications and just focus on one screen, gazing at it, just looking at it, following the price and waiting, everything got better. Everything got really better, but this is the struggle. The focus of looking at a phone due to a notification or a cell phone ringing or anything is the main problem, I think, for the traders, or at least me.
All right. So what would you say is the biggest mistake that you still see traders making today?
I think many traders are looking for get rich fast scheme. This is something that not really probable, because the main game for everything, any type of legal thing in your life, is that it's going to take time, effort, and persistence. And if it was easy and it was fast, then everyone would have done it. Then it would have been like very good, or it would have been something amazing. So becoming rich or having the financial freedom is something that you gain it over time with lots of persistence and try and error. That's why it is very, 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 very good to people's eyes and for your life. Because when you actually try to go and get it fast, you will always ruin the whole opportunity and whatever you have built. So that's the thing.
Fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to you now, they really have a lot to learn from you. So let's talk about ThinkCapital experience, right? So what made you choose ThinkCapital?
Basically, I've been seeing the advertisements in my TV and YouTube a lot, and that's why I started first looking at the firm and analyzing it. Then I looked at the accreditations of the ThinkCapital, and after that I said that okay, I want to start trying to work and see how it's going. Then after a while, everything went really smooth for me, and I really enjoyed my experience here. There were some pros and cons everywhere. So for the pros, I'm gonna say the trading, it was really smooth for me. I didn't have any problem, any delay, any type of problem with trading. The only cons was for me sometimes the leverage. I believe the leverage on the indices, especially
Indices, yeah.
metals, is is 1 to 10, and that's really a problem. Not a problem, rather it's something that I have to manage, and it is really hard. But overall, in the overall picture, I think that ThinkCapital is a great firm, and if I were like going back, I would have started back again with the ThinkCapital, no doubt.
Fantastic.
So
So, do you use any of our trading platform?
I'm currently trading from the TradingView platform because it is much easier for me to actually plot my charts, and due to the accessibility.
That's fantastic. If you could go back to when you started trading, what advice would you give to yourself? I know I've basically asked you, about what you see beginners still doing, but I feel like this question is just like further to enforce it, so it's going to be like a two-way question. So if you could go back to when you started trading, what advice would you give to yourself? And if like someone who is just starting to trade is actually watching you right now, what advice would you give to them?
The advice that I would have given to myself is that don't worry, it will eventually click. And the advice for anyone who's watching is to not quit. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, because as long as you try and you try your best, you will eventually get it. So don't worry and just try your best every day. You'll improve, but you might not see it, but you will improve definitely. It might take years. So like everything that is great, it's going to take years to be successful or be in a good position. So just bear with it and trust yourself.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, that's all the question that I have for you here, Cheyenne.
Thank
I want
you.
to say that I really enjoy my time. And that concludes another episode of Think Capital Trader Success Stories. Every trader starts with a single step. And if you're ready to begin your own journey, explore Think Capital's funding programs using the link in the description box below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.